brush it up a bit. Okay, now this is a lot better and a lot more professional to rate some food, you know. Let's get straight into this. Look at that right here. Decent sized bite.
Shalom, guys. I'm Nana Bambino, and this is another episode of Beat Cookups um, with Nana Bambino and Saintly Entertainment. So I'm still, to be honest, I've been procrastinating. I haven't been getting done as much as I could, and yeah, every time I get to the finish line, get close to the finish line of a project, I always like sabotage myself. So it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I need to be aware of my mental health. And I encourage you guys to um, check out my Sobriety Chronicles series on my channel. Um, my Sobriety Chronicles series. I've been struggling with sobriety and my mental health since I was a teenager. And it can get in the way of me getting things done. Well, I'm not gonna say well, partially it could get in the way, but mostly it's me. And I would say I am a believer in God. And, I thought about it and I prayed about it. And mostly it's just laziness, really. Laziness is causing my depression. And also, I put a bunch of weight back on. So, I mean, this is the beat cookups. This is supposed to be beat cookup on FL Studio. I did not work on this beat at all. It is in 6/8 timing, so what that's really all I know about this instrumental that I began 3 weeks ago. That's why I was encouraging you guys to check out my Sobriety Chronicle series on my channel, and maybe you guys could get more like deep dive into who I am and my beliefs. Um, and I have a bunch of content on my channel that I uh, put on private. So hopefully in the future, maybe if it's meant to be, I'll put out the older content. But I do smoke weed. Does it slow me down? I would say partially when it comes to my music career and me pursuing my music career. And I've worked so hard on this project. And like I said, when I get to the finish line of something, I always like sabotage myself. But I'm here this week. I'm here this week. Um, Again, this is the third week in a row, so I'm proud of myself. Stay tuned for next week. Also, the show's not over, but last week I do another series called Israelite Reacts on my channel Nana of Saintly. Um, I missed last week, but I'm looking for some new videos to react to. So definitely, it can be any type. It can be music videos about the music business. It can be about DIY. I want this to be a wholesome brand, saintly entertainment, and my goal here is to create a platform where I'm moonlighting on the internet, meaning I am able to support myself off of the content that I make being a entrepreneur specifically on the internet. And it's been a rough week for me, but this is just more about mental health awareness month and just getting up and pushing forward even when we don't feel like it. And it took a lot out of me to stop being distracted and to get out of bed and to turn on the camera and do this. And I'm just going to spend a little time working on this instrumental. Like I said, emergency mixtape has been delayed. It was supposed to come out. I already talked about this in the last video. It was supposed to come out May 5th, the first single. When it comes to recording my vocals, like I just feel so insecure about my singing, and I always get caught up when it comes to recording. Like I can make an instrumental, I can write some lyrics, but I've been like holding myself back and just fearful about, I don't know, and just not secure. And but at the same time it's like if you don't use it, you lose it. So if I'm not practicing, then of course I'm not going to feel more secure about my singing voice and about my lyric abilities. So that's where I'm at. So let's get started on this beat, on this instrumental. Um like I said, let's listen to it. I have not listened to it since last week. And let me make sure that you guys can hear it. And let me make sure that you guys can hear it. And let me make sure that you guys can hear it. And let me make sure. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm still learning how to put stream and like I don't know if you guys can hear it. Set up a stream and okay, so hopefully you guys can hear it. I started this stream, not the stream, but this beat 3 weeks ago. Last week we totally like changed the chords, changed the gospel sound you hear in the back. Yeah, and this is in 6/8 timing, so it can get kind of count the measures. So yeah. And yeah. Okay, let me just pause for a minute because this sounds like a mess. And I'm having a hard time like grasping the sound and like you see how there's like this gap right here? Like, hold on. I should show you guys the other 6/8, the other beat that I made in 6/8 timing. It's way better than this one. I don't know what's going on. There's like this gap right here. Okay, let's just stop for a moment and gather our thoughts. See, I usually start with the melody and the bass line. And I started there on with this beat. I started with the bass line, I started with the melody, and I guess it's just because in 6/8 timing, I'm having a hard time like really catching the beat and really making something. Um, but I'm gonna keep on trying. I'm gonna keep on trying. I'm gonna keep on trying. Um, we might have to chalk this beat though. This might be the last week, but at the same time, I haven't worked on this beat all week. I had a whole week to work on this beat and I have not. So it could also be that. And I don't know. But definitely, if you don't use it, you lose it. Period. So let's just continue to work on this beat and see where we can go. I mean, maybe I should like. Okay. I'm thinking I'm thinking that I started a new instrumental just because I'm totally avoiding all of the lyrics that I could be what am I trying to say? I'm avoiding the fact that I should be like literally in my studio recording the vocals for some of the tracks that I already have. And I could show you guys that and I could try to record like my vocals, but maybe I'll try that like next week. At the same time, I know that's going to put me in the direction of me finishing my mixtape earlier than next year because if you go on my site saintlycompany.com, and I guess I'm trying to avoid this instrumental right now because it's just not sounding right. It's just not happening right now. It's just not it's just not that. And if I don't keep practicing, then I'm not going to get better. Um, I have on my website um, that my mixtape is due to drop. So my website is due to drop. When is it? This because I would like to start a podcast. My podcast is called In the Mist. So yeah, I have 350, almost 350 days on here for my mixtape release. It was supposed to be released this May, so I just have to focus and really believe in myself and believe that even though I'm struggling with, motivation and really having that go getter like mindset as far as like working for myself, not just my music, but my music is like the forefront of me working for myself as far as my intellectual property is concerned. It's like not having that go getter mindset is really slowing me down, but at the same time, it's like good to, you know, be aware and keep trying at the same time. So let's just keep working on this beat. Like, there's nothing else to do. It sounds okay at the beginning, but my timing is completely off. Okay, what do y'all think I should do? Do y'all think I should start a new beat right now, or figure out like what am I doing wrong? The metronome is on. Um, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Um, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like you really have to count like in. Let me see. Duh, of course you really have to count like duh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like that. And it don't sound like that. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's an easier way to do this. I don't know why. Like, I'm making it harder for myself. Wait. I'm messing it up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What am I going? Where am I going? Okay, guys. So again, we're back at the melody and the bass line. Put on a lot of weight, like not just physical weight, but emotional weight. It can really weigh you down. And music has always been an outlet to me, whether it's writing songs or making beats or listening to other people's music. And I really want you guys to come on this journey with me of building a music business, an independent music business, and online businesses, and getting ready for what's to come in this world, because things are changing. And even though there's a lot of entertainment, there's our phones, there's TV, and there's the radio, we have to think about the bigger things that the Lord has planned for us. And I just want to make sure that I'm in the right position during the right time, because if there's another government shutdown, I don't want to be scrambling, wondering what I'm going to do and how am I going to make an impact on this world. Also, yeah, I want to be ahead of the game. When I want all of us to be ahead of the game when there's another shutdown, and we have our online businesses thriving and flourishing. And we just have to take one step at a time. And it's cool that it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and we spent some time working on this instrumental. And I think next week we might break it up into two sections, like 30 minutes on one beat, 30 minutes on the other beat. Maybe I'll let you guys hear on a song that I've been working on, little children within us that wanted to pursue something artistic, and we grew up and we became adults and we became workers